President Donald Trump threatened to destroy Iran in a tweet sent in the wake of reports that a rocket was fired into Baghdad's heavily fortified green zone less than a mile away from the U.S. Embassy. Quote, "If Iran wants to fight, that will be the official end of Iran. Never threaten the United States again," President Trump tweeted Sunday afternoon. It's unclear exactly what promoted President Trump's posting, but news outlets reported explosions in Iraq's capital and that a rocket launcher was discovered in eastern Baghdad, an area that is home to Iranian-backed Shiite militants. Roads leading into the green zone were briefly closed and no casualties were reported. Amid escalating tensions between the U.S. and Iran, there had been concerns that Iraq, where Iranian forces are located, could become embroiled in this standoff. Those are some pretty serious words coming from President Donald Trump, and I actually take what he says seriously because, as most of us know who's actually paying attention, President Trump usually says what he means, and it looks like that this thing could possibly get out of hand, and we could actually have a false flag event take place over there that could cause the United States to attack Iran, or it could be a real event take place. Now, a false flag event could mean that some element of the U.S. government could perpetrate some sort of false flag event. It could be an element from China, an element from Russia. It could be anything. But whatever the case may be, this whole thing is looking more and more nasty every day. What do you think? Could we really be headed to some sort of conflict between the United States and Iran within the next month or so? Leave your comments below this video. Thanks for watching.
Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Yahweh is the true name of the God of Israel. Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one and only true name is Yahweh Shai. And this is going to be a brief, quick video. Pretty much was getting ready to happen over there in the Middle East. You're getting ready to have World War III, which is prophesied in the Bible. All right, prophesied in Ezekiel, the 38th and 39th chapter. And there's also mentioned in the book of Joel. And World War III was something that was prophesied in the scriptures, in the Bible. So the Bible is the only book that you can read that's going to tell you about the world events that's playing out today, from the past, future, and then present. All right? So what's going on is Iran is tired of America, telling them what to do, putting sanctions on them, policing them. So what they did was they cut off the Strait of, Hormuz, and, the Americans, they don't like that. All right, because America is used to being in control. So what recently happened was, if I'm not mistaken, the Saudi Arabians, which that's an ally of America, they recently had like a boat that was attacked, something called a oil tanker. All right, and the Americans, they was blaming it on the Iranians. So what America is getting ready to do, what they're known for doing, is what? Staging false flag events in order to what? Have a war. All right? And the reason why they stage these false flag events is because what? It's propaganda to make you Americans think that, the American government and army is heroes, but really they're not. They're tyrants. That's why the God of Israel, he's going to have these nations come up against America and destroy them. So this is Revelation 9 and 12. It says one woe is past. Now, what is that talking about? That's talking about World War I. All right, World War I is prophesied in the Bible. All right, and the proof of this actually happened is right here. All right, so you go to Google. I put in when did World War I and World War II start. So you scroll down, right? When did World War I start? And the end date started July 28th, 1914, ended November 11th, 1918. All right. So the Bible is a true and accurate book. So it tells you World War One passed, which it did pass because it ended in what, 1918, lasted for 4 years, right? So it says, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. All right, so it's prophesied that after World War One, there will be two more world wars. So let's check and see. Did another World War happen? Of course, World War Two. It started what, September 1st, 1939, and then it ended September 2nd, 1945. All right, so this one lasted a period of, what is this, 8 years? All right, so the Bible is an accurate book. So it's saying there's another woe that's supposed to happen, referring to what? World War III. And this is the tensions that you're seeing. All right, before who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, comes back, which his true name is Yahushua, when he comes back to deliver the chosen elect of the nation of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites that believe on him, that repent and, show their faith through their works, the ones that's been predestinated since the world began, ultimately the Hebrew Israelites that's going to have faith, which are you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, all right? Now, the ones of you that repent, we're going to be delivered by the way of the so-called UFOs. This is how the Lord is coming back, which the American government and all governments is going to say it's an alien invasion, but really it's just the second coming of the Lord. Now, before he comes back, certain prophecies got to take place, such as what? The mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip implant, which any day now, this could be made mandatory. All we really waiting on is a false flag attack, mainly here in America, all right? But this is going to be a global event that's going to take place, all right? This is going to be a global event, according to Revelation 13-16, because it says he calls of all, all right? So there's going to be an event that's going to take place on planet Earth where the world population is going to be required to take this mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip implant. They might bring this chip in as like a peace deal between all nations, because when you look at the world debt clock, all these nations are in debt. So the only way to get rid of the debt is to come up with an entirely new system. And that's where that biometric system is coming in, that they're slowly but surely installing all around the world. All right. Places like Sweden, that's broadcasting and advertising and pretty much commercializing the mark of the beast, which is the RFID/NFC/biochip implant. Those are just test runs to see how you people is going to react to it. These different transhumanist party, it's voluntary, but it's going to be mandatory. All right. So that event has to take place, which is going to involve what? The concentration camps, martial law, the global economic collapse. There's going to be a global economic collapse. All right. Not just here in America, which America is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible, but it's going to be worldwide. It's going to be a global economic collapse because all these countries are in debt to the central bankers. When you go to the world debt clock, I think it's .org. All right. So that has to happen. And before the Lord comes back, it's prophesied in 1 hour that America is going to be destroyed. All right. According to Revelation, the 18th chapter. And when you read Revelation chapter 9, verses 16 through 19, America, which is known as Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed by 200 million nuclear missile warheads, according to the Bible. All right. So this is prophesied. These things are going to happen before the Lord comes back. And you're slowly seeing these little events take place that's going to lead up to a big conflict. All right. So the Bible is a true book. And World War III is going to be fought with nuclear missiles. Here's the proof, Isaiah 9-5. Because you got people out here that's saying nuclear missiles don't exist. I mean, I don't know how stupid you are. Really, they're blinded. Because obviously, why would America want to put sanctions on Iran? To stop them from building missiles, all right? Why would they want to put sanctions on North Korea? To stop them from building their missiles so they don't use their missiles. Obviously, nuclear missiles exist, all right? It's in the Bible. So anybody that's teaching nuclear missiles don't exist or it's a conspiracy, you need to leave those people alone. You shouldn't listen to them, all right? Because nuclear missiles exist. Isaiah 9-5, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. That's how wars were fought in the ancient world. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. All right. So this war is going to be fought with burning of fuel of fire, referring to what? The thermonuclear missiles. All right, which is a real thing that these different countries is test firing, and they're getting ready to use. And between 2018 through like 2021, really 2019 this year, all these countries' nuclear missiles is fully operational. All right, because when we was looking at the articles back in like 2015, 2014, these countries was just building up their nuclear missile arsenal. Now these things are fully operational. Now they testing them, out the ocean. They launching it out the ocean. All right, and they're testing the range of the missiles. Why? Because they're going to use it according to Bible prophecy. Final scriptures, Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. And the word of the Lord, whenever you see the word Lord in caps, it's talk about the God of Israel, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Verse 3. And say, thus saith the Most High. Because what you have to understand is the God of Israel, he speaks through his men. He's going to speak through the chosen men, all right, his prophets. That's going to come out of the lineage / genealogy / race / nation of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right? He's going to prophesy. He's going to speak through us. All right? That's why you see Hebrew Israelites doing the street preachings. You came across one right now. You listening to the live streams. You come across our different videos. This is the Lord speaking to you people before he destroys this place. So it says, verse 3, and say, thus saith the Most High, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And this is the mindset. This is what the Lord is doing. Because according to Proverbs 21:1, the Lord, he controls the minds of everybody on the planet Earth. All right, you don't have free will. There's no such thing as free will in the Bible. All right, there's no such thing as free will. When you read Proverbs 16:9, Proverbs 20:24, and plenty of other scriptures, Proverbs 21:1, it lets you know that nobody has free will. So everything is going according to the Most High's plan. And when you read Job 12:16, it tells you the deceive and the deceiver are his. So these Freemasons, they actually think that they got everything mapped out. All right. But really it's the God of Israel controlling them. So when it's saying, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, what is the American government doing? They're spreading propaganda. They're spreading lies about Russia and Iran. They're painting negative things about them. All right, saying that Russia is the reason why Trump got elected. Russia is the reason why there's power outages and how they, threatening the power grid with the different cyber attacks. How they the problem for what's going on in Syria, even though Syria is an ally to them. Let you know how stupid, the Americans is. All right, so they're making it seem like all the people that's against the authority of the American government, they're trying to make it seem like they're the enemy, when really the Americans is the enemy. All right, it says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So the Lord is putting the Russians back into that Cold War spirit. All right, to let them know that, look at what America is doing. They training these different rebel groups. They train ISIS. They the root to every problem that's on in the world right now. All right, these different proxy wars. The Americans is the ones that start these things. So that's why you got countries like Russia exposing them. So it says, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company for bucklers and shields, all of them with handling swords. And another thing you have to know is the Russians, they have the best weaponry. They have the best technology when it comes to war. There's no nation that's greater than them, all right? And they also have the toughest soldiers. See, one thing about the Russians, they don't have transgenders and sodomites and, just homosexuals in general. They don't have that in their army, all right? Verse 5. Now, this is going into what? The allies of the Russians, Persia, which is what? Iran. So the fact that you got America making threats to Iran, who do you think is going to step in to protect them? The Russians. It says, Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer, right, which is Turkey, and the house of Togarmah, which let's see who Togarmah is, right? So, like I said, the Bible, it prophesies about Armageddon, all right? So you zoom in, all right? Magog is talking about Russia. Gomer is Turkey. Togarmah is Syria. Persia, all right? Iran, Libya, Ethiopia, all right? It says this coalition will attack Israel, and that's true, all right? Because they're going to be teamed up to fight against who? Israel and the American government and their allies, all right? So this is Bible prophecy. And all these countries, what? They have coalitions with each other, all right? They're allies. So the Bible is 100% accurate. I don't know how you people don't believe it. It says, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, be thou guard unto them. Because Russia is the strongest out of all these nations that's teamed up, all right? That's in that coalition. They're the strongest nation. They got the strongest soldiers. They got the most soldiers, the best weaponry, technology. So they're gonna have to defend, their allies, Iran, Syria, and this is what's getting ready to take place. And this is going to be a battle that the American government is not going to win, because ultimately it's going to end up in what? Them losing World War III, all right? And then shortly after World War III, you're going to have all the 17 heathen nations, including 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the ones that's prophesied in the Bible to reject the Lord and their heritage, that's actually in these armies, that's not a part of the elected nation of Israel. All you people in the Middle East, you're going to die, all right? Because you're going to team up and you're going to try to fight against the Lord when he comes back, according to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, and you're going to die miserably, all right? So hopefully this was edifying. Shalom.